there is a diplomatic issue here.
Australia will happily work with France on projects of mutual interest. I think it's clear from President Macron's statements yesterday that the level of offence is still very great, and we will wait for that to subside.
Prime Minister, can I please ask?
We have a lot of projects to get on with. We have an important role in the Indo-Pacific. We're working with the EU, with NATO, of course, with our other partners in the region. We have much to do, and we're always keen and would welcome the involvement of our ongoing partnership with France.
Okay, with all of that in mind, Prime Minister, you've put all of that on the table, you said you did. Why did he say that you lied to him? Is there any... Do you understand why he might have said that?
No, I don't. I absolutely don't. But as I said, I don't seek to personalise this. I've made it very clear that we believed absolutely that a conventional submarine was not going to meet our strategic need. That's why I went to dinner in Elysee, to tell him that, because that was the precise time. It was only a few days before that I had met with our trilateral partners, and I needed to convey to him very clearly that we had big concerns about that boat meeting our needs. He asked for the opportunity to discuss that further, to address our issues. That opportunity was provided. It didn't convince us, and we did not believe we should go through the gate of that contract. This is about a contract to deliver submarines, and that contract had gates in it which enabled Australia not to proceed if it was not in our interests to proceed. It was not in our interest to proceed. We communicated that. I had hoped to be able to do that directly by phone. We had sought such a call, and indeed President Macron indicated he wasn't available at that time and was concerned that the nature of the call related to the contract and whether it would be proceeding or not, and he had communicated that to me several days before. I would have preferred to have told him directly, but that opportunity, that call wasn't offered.
You had a dinner with Mr Macron and you relayed the concerns about the subs. I think you said you were looking at alternatives, you just didn't tell him what they were.
Yeah, no, he inquired about that, but I said I wasn't at liberty to discuss those.
But was he aware you were looking at alternatives without going into detail?
Oh, yes. But I wasn't able to say. I mean, at that time, you'll remember, Phil, because many of you were reporting it. I mean, there was discussion about what was happening with the Collins extension and a son of Collins. There were discussions happening with other defence contractors at the time. They were referred to in your own reports, I think, as Plan B options. I mean, when contracts had had the difficulty that we'd had, then of course it would be imprudent if I, as Prime Minister or the government, wasn't looking to identify alternatives. I just wasn't prepared to let Australia settle for less if this contract wasn't going to proceed. I wanted Australia to have an even better capability, a supreme submarine capability, and that's what we have now been able to secure.